Colin Smith is supposed to be out there as well. So right, looks like the lights are off and away we go with the cheaper cars GTI Challenge race number 1 as they squirted down into turn 1 KFM corner. Into the lead goes, it's still Colin Meader. Meader leads him out of KFM corner with Marco Busi in that second position. Umpri Swart sits out there in a P3. That is your top 3 as they run it down into turn number 2 into G Energy corner.
Well, a nice gaggle of 3 as the leader getting it completely sideways. Busi climbs in there in the Automain Fitment Center car on that inside line. They just about touch one another as they go up towards the kink. Now down towards turn number 3. Those front 3 are getting away. Wiltshire there in that 4th position. Cup is right in there as well. Mario Roux, the first of the Class B cars to come through there. Turn 3, water on the inside, slippery curbstone on the outside. Just about everybody looks like they're going to make it through there. Look at that haze behind the cars as they come up towards the double right-hander. Look at that. Meader right in there, just about where he wants to be, with Umpri Swart all over the back of the Automain Fitment Center car as they squirted down the back main.
Well, that is your front 3 that is heading down into turn number 5 into Fostron corner. We'll just stick with them for a while as we look at this group of Class C Brat Pack drivers heading down the back straight towards a Fostron corner. But the leaders are heading down onto the Porsche straight once again. We'll get them as they go into turn 1 KFM corner. Here they come, as quick as they can go in the wet. Across the start finish line, bang, boom, down into turn 1 into KFM corner. And it's still Meader that sits out there in P1. Behind him now it is Marco Busi, and in that 3rd position it is Umpri Swart as Mario Roux. You can just pick it up on your screen there. Loses the tail end of the Jetta 3 heading into KFM corner.
Well, as he went backwards going into the corner, and he managed to actually reverse it to get away there. The yellow flag being waved as he gets going again, and off we go. So all's well that ends well with that one. So our front 3 now becoming a 2-way battle. It's Colin Meader from the 2nd place Automain Fitment Center. Marco Busi, the man that's leading. Oh, Marco has a look around the outside. Colin tries to close that line off. Round the outside, can he hold on to that one? A very slippery turn 4 as they go in there, that double right-hander as they come out into the back main. Who's going to come out tops with that one? Well, they all made it through. Marco Busi, the main Lilian Championship, leads them out from Colin Meader, and then it's Umpri Swart. It would have been Eden Thompson that would have been the next man coming through, but having said that, Wiltshire is the man that leads the rest of the pack as they work their way down the back main.
Well, we have a look at this group of cars. It's now heading down into turn number 5. Yeah, the leaders are coming out of turn 5, but watch out, this gaggle of cars that's heading into Fostron corner, and it has been led, that group has been led there by Dario Busi. Busi is leading that one as they are coming out of turn 5 now, and right there with him is Jason Kutsia. Jockey Caldenace is in there as well. As this gaggle of cars go through, Caldenace, will he drive up onto the inside? No, he sits in there behind Dario Busi as they work their way into KFM corner. This is where all the action is. It's about 6 of them that's fighting out of turn 1 out of KFM.
Gingerly climbing into that. Oh, they start rubbing door handles. I think they might have taken a mirror off their side. Oh, goes off onto the outside of the track, keeps his foot flat through a lot of water, and that slows him up. And the IGA Polo goes through into that position that he was holding, or getting it completely sideways. Jock Caldenace, he made up that position, but he was too hot going into turn number 2, and what he made up in that little section, he lost just as much thereafter. So Class A, Marco Busi from Colin Meader and Umpri Swart. Dario Busi leading out Class C with Jacques Caldenace between himself and the very quick Carl Wiltshire. Then another Class B car, and then the second of the Wiltshire boys, Calvin Wiltshire, is there in the 3rd position in Class C.
All right, we still stay with this group of cars on your monitor that's heading down the back straight, and Busi is running hard. Then we've got Jason Kutsia having a go in there and jockey Geldenhuis has got two other cars nailed onto his back bumper as they run down into turn 5, into Fostron corner. Jockey Geldenhuis has got them all. He's got Carl Vulture and he's got Ian Thompson there with him as the leaders are heading into KFM, but we stay with this group of cars working their way out of a Fostron corner. Here they come towards us now. It is not easy out there. Boosie will lead them across the line with Jason Kutsia in there behind him, and as the whole lot of them just dive bomb into KFM corner.
Jason Kutsia, the leading Class C car from Dario Boosie as they go down into turn 1. Having said that, Kutsia on the outside line. Boosie tries to take it nice and tight. Remember, he's leading the Class C. Oh! Onto the grass, and he gets it through that pile of water. Does Jason Kutsia, but going through that water, you see how it slowed him down, but not enough for him to lose the position. So amazing recovery there by Jason Kutsia, although he runs it a bit wide as he comes out of turn number 2, but he's very determined, there's no doubt about it. Now going down into turn number 3, he's going to have to probably yield that position. No, he doesn't. Jason Kutsia says, if I let this man go, it's just not going to work. So Eden Thompson is going to have to do a lot of work if he wants to get into the front end of that grouping.
Right, down into a turn 4 they go now, working their way out of Killarney corner. We watch them as they squirt down the back lane. Here we go, Dario Boosie, Jason Kutsia, Eden Thompson, jockey Geldenhuis, and right there with them is the 15 of Calvin Wilshire. That's a group of cars that you're looking at. They are 3 abreast, they are side by side as they race down into Fostron corner, turn number 5.
So the laps stick by, 6 laps to go as that group of cars comes past us underneath the bridge that is in the middle pretty much of the straight down into turn number 1. Look at that group of cars, very gingerly on the brakes. You see there's a bit of a dry line that's starting to appear. Geldenhuis starting to saw away at that steering wheel. It ran a bit wide, but in fact the car just in front of him didn't do much better either, which was Dario Boosie at that point. Dario did not get good drive out of the corner, so that keeps him pretty much in the game as they work their way into turn 2. That Class C battle, Jason Kutsia from Dario Boosie, and there's nothing much between the rest of the Class C guys coming through behind that.
Right through the kink they go now. This group heading down into turn number 4 into Damstip. Through Damstip they come now, and Eden Thompson has got his nose ahead there. He of course is the overall GTI Challenge champion as they work out of Killarney corner, going down the back straight. We'll look at them now. There goes Eden Thompson. Right behind him is Jason Kutsia. He's got his nose ahead there of Dario Boosie, Calvin Wilshire, and Jock Geldenhuis as the group runs down. Then we've got Carl Wilshire. He's in the 54 car and he's been chased hard there by Ian Cup in that 65 as they head down into Fostron corner.
Well, let's have a look back at that Class A battle. In fact, Marco Boosie is now pulling away. He's got almost a 4-second gap, but going up the Jabez straight up towards turn number 2, that battle is going to be something else. I don't think that that's going to come to an end whatsoever as they work their way through turn number 2. That's the battle for 2nd and 3rd position that you see on screen there now, with Boosie having upped, dusted and disappeared. That's the one. Now, Umpi Swart is accustomed to being at the sharp end of the field. Somehow, Colin Meader's holding him out, and Colin gets it sideways completely. And unfortunately for Umpi, he had to roll out of the gas slightly to not touch the back of him. And I think there was a very gentlemanly move to ensure that it didn't go all wrong, because if he had just kept the hammer down, they would have definitely made contact, and you wouldn't have 2 cars, Frankie, side by side down the back main for 2nd place overall in Class A.
Right, down the back main they go now. They are virtually side by side. As a matter of fact, they are side by side as they head into turn number 5, and the inside line belongs to Nida. The outside line belongs to Spot. Will he drive around him on the outside? He does. He nails him on the outside. Umpi Swart moves up into second position in Class A, taking that position away there from Colin Meader, demoting him down one position into that third place. We've got a red flag. You've got a red flag. You've got a red flag on the track.
We've got a car that's sideways somewhere. Either, well, off the line they come, and it's going to be all systems go as they work their way down towards turn number 1. Everybody already trying to dive for that inside line as they work their way down into 1, and doing a brilliant job is Umpi Swart on that inside line from Colin Meader. That's the front 3 as they work their way out into the Jabez Straight. Dario Busi a little bit further back. Marco Busi, his brother, leads them out as they go up the Jabez Straight and into turn number 2.
Into turn 2, G-Energy corner, they work their way now. This whole gaggle of GTI cars. It is Marco Busi in P1. Umpi Swart sits there in second position, followed there by Colin Meader. Then the leader of Class B, also your overall champion, sitting there in P4 was Eden Thompson. Then behind Eden Thompson, as they head out of Damstip, is this whole group of Class C, Brat Pack Hooligan Brigade. Up the KFM Straight they race now towards turn 4, Car Care Clinic. Out of Car Care they come now, this whole lot of them. We're going to pick up that dice in the Class C as they head down the back straight now. There they go, and it is going to be Dario Busi, and he gets tapped there by Calvin Walsher. Walsher rubbing the back there of Dario Busi, saying, come on Dario, get a move on. We've got a race down into turn 5.
I must say, some beautiful camera shots there that we got as they came out of the double right-hander. A couple of guys losing the tail end and picking it up with that front-wheel drive. You just got to keep your foot flat on the accelerator and try and do a point and press in the direction that you want to go. Just listen to those cars, beautiful sound as they come through here underneath us, and it's going to be a very interesting run at the front end of this group of cars. Obviously you've got the front 4 that's pulled away, but the group that comes in there from 5th place onwards, that's pretty much where the action's going to be. Eden Thompson with the Class B, just getting a bit of space between himself and that Class C Brat Pack. Dario, Jason, Calvin, all of them in there, and any one of them, and all of them believe that they can win this specific race.
While you're watching this group, we've got a spinner. That is Victor. That's Nathan Victor. That is the new driver that spun it there in G-Energy corner. You can see him come back onto the screen here in camera shot. He got it all wrong, but he's back up and running again. But let's have a look at that group of cars working its way now towards turn number 4. Car Care Clinic, all those Golfs heading there into turn 4. That is that Class C battle as they go down the back straight. Here they come into view now. Right up there in P1, it is Dario Busi. Here comes Jason Kutsia, Calvin Walsher, Carl Walsher, and Ian Cup as they go down that back straight. They've been chased there by the Jetta of Mario Roux. This whole group of cars heading now into Fastron.
Carl Walsher losing out a bit on those 2 leading cars, and I must say Jason Kutsia is really starting to stretch the Brat Pack out now. He's been very impressive today, and if anybody wants to get to the front of Class C, it's going to be around Dario Busi and Jason Kutsia that you're going to have to operate. Keep in mind that Calvin Walsher and Carl Walsher, the 2 brothers, are sitting line astern just behind that, but at the end of the day, those 2, they both get it sideways. It doesn't get any better than that. And they touched one another. They made sure that neither one lost out. And for this situation, looks like we've got a car that's gone straight. It's Ian Cup that went straight at the bottom end of the front main. Well picked up there by the marshals as we were watching this titanic struggle. Look at that as they go out of turn number 2, and Kutsia up on the inside recovers that position that he lost, and he goes ahead of Busi. Busi gets it sideways as he goes through the kink down into turn 3. So the man that's leading the class has not got it all his own way today.
Well, Calvin Walsher has now moved his way now into that second position in this group as they head out of Car Care Clinic corner, turn number 4. Down the back main they go now. Right up front, racing as hard as he can, is Jason Kutsia from Calvin Wiltshire. From Dario Boosie, who gets attacked on the inside by Calvin Wiltshire. Kyle Wiltshire, and here comes the jet of Mario Roo. He, of course, is in a different class, in a higher class, and he dissects those two goals heading into turn 5 Fostron.
Down into Fostron corner, side by side, and Thompson in that Jetta, as Frankie said, recovering from an off earlier on, and he's doing pretty well to work his way through the pack as he is. Here they come towards us now, coming up the front main, and look at that. Wiltshire was just touching the curbstone on the inside, and the car started to snake around underneath him, and it was keep the foot flat, but that was a very much touch and go. We've in fact had 2 cars already that have hit the pit wall in a straight line on the wet surface this morning. So I think that would have been a bit of an eye-opener for the guys, that just because you're running in a straight line doesn't mean that the car will not aquaplane at some point and send you straight towards the scene of the accident.
Well, can we have a situation in turn number 4 in a car care clinic? We've got a car right up against the tyre wall. I've just picked it up there by chance as I turned to look at the monitor. It's one of the Golfs that's stuck up right against the tyre fence there. We see the yellow flags waving, and the driver, you can see the driver on the bottom end of your TV screen.
Nice helmet.
Yeah, nice helmet, but we'll get the binoculars and look out the commentary box window so we can tell you people at home exactly who that driver is. But they've just got the caution yellow in that sector, so no overtaking there as the rest of the race continues.
Well, let's go back to the sharp end of the field and all the action that's happened behind there. We've forgotten about Marco Busi, Umpi Swart and Colin Meader, the 3 Class A entrants that are running first, second and third, and they're already up here in the front main. Eden Thompson is the next man coming through behind that in the leading Class B car, and then in Class C, Jason Kutsia from Calvin, and then Kyle Wiltshire that's dropped a little bit further back from that. There's a 4-second gap back to him. He had a bit of a tank slapper that he had to just roll out of the gas last time around, as Eden Thompson gets the Jetta very sideways. A lovely camera shot there on the exit of the apex of turn number 1, but he gets it all together. So undoubtedly Eden Thompson really battling with the lack of grip, and that has cost him dearly for the Class B overall points for the day so far.
Right, we're on the final lap, and the leaders are making their way down the back straight towards turn number 5. We're going to pick them up now as they head down into turn 5. That's the leaders. The checkered flag is out. You've got to get the Class A guys to the flag. Here they come towards us now. Out of turn number 5, out of Fostron, onto the main Porsche straight they come, heading towards the checkered flag, and it is a race victory for Marco Busi across the line. Umpi Swart brings it home there in that second position as the flag is out. Gary, Eden Thompson making his way out of turn 5. He's the leader of Class B, and then you've got those Class C goals heading out of Fostron corner.
Eden Thompson will be the next man to come through. Then Jason Kutsia from Calvin Wiltshire. Is that out will end? Yes, it is. Look at that. Jason Kutsia has actually made a bit of a gap between himself and Calvin. Calvin having one of his best races to date. Comes through ahead then of Eden. And then coming through behind that will be Carl Wiltshire, Jacques Caldenace, and Chris Roberts will be the next man coming across the line. Yep, Chris Roberts makes it through. And now the next one should be Dario Busi.
Yeah, Dario got lost in the system out there. He, very slow across